A little over a week ago, I released a video expressing my frustrations with the level of support play from my teammates during my climb to eternity as tank. Specifically that they weren't being aggressive enough at key moments and enabling dive plays by putting themselves at risk. I received a lot of backlash from that video, with comments saying my aggressive playstyle only worked because I was on Rocket, calling me annoying, or straight up saying they were never going to watch me again. So clearly, the opinions I have on how support should be played and the conviction which I give those opinions are controversial. So I decided to put my money where my mouth was and learn support, with a focus on winning my way. Hello and welcome to another Marvel Rivals full game breakdown by the coach. In this guide, I will show you why 86% of support players aren't reaching their full potential. The same potential that other roles are required to reach in order to achieve the same rank. This is the nice way of me saying support players are boosted. After climbing to Celestial on a role that I don't play, on a character that I don't know, with a playstyle that no one says is good, I have, quite easily I may add, proved all the oversensitive, boosted support haters wrong. But don't take my word for it. Watch this game breakdown as I show you how to have more impact on healer by being aggressive and taking risks. And revel in the cope that those haters will find a way to spew out in the comments below for why I was able to accomplish this. Oh yeah. Let's go. I'm going to start by doing something I don't normally do. We're going to show you two games here. One where we're on Central Park on defense, where I'm playing triple healer, and the first half of a game on Clintar, where I'm on offense. Because I want to show you the different ways support can be played, and I don't want people to think that this aggressive playstyle only works because I'm playing with two other healers. It works regardless, and we're going to get into it right here. Okay, so notice how I'm taking an aggressive positioning right at the start of the game. Headshots mean more leaves. Every time you land a headshot on Mantis, you get a leaf back, so it allows you to play very, very aggressively. So they pushed me off height, I dropped down, but again, I'm drawing pressure even this early on into the game by just forcing them to take me off a high ground in situations where my team could probably be harassing them during that time. So we get dove here, I kite back. The team is a lot like a rubber band. You always want to be staying kind of close to it, but notice how far up I play, right? I'm right in the thick of things. Now, this is a specific choke point where you can't really go too far up, but you'll see further. Look how I push up here, right? When we get a pick, I go right in. I am frontline Mantis right now. Land asleep, trying to get that killing blow just to take more time off the clock and get the stagger. I'm literally in front of my whole team right now, and we're able to get one more kill, and everybody gets out safely. So you notice how, I'm going to pause right there. A lot of confusion, I think, in my video before was that you're supposed to be playing aggressive all the time, no matter what. And that was a real shame that a lot of people, that's what they took from that video, was that is what I was trying to say. That is just simply not the way you want to play. And CaptainCoach apologizes for not getting that right, but the coach will never apologize for that. But yeah, you want to time your aggression. That's the key to playing support well, knowing when you can go in and get more for a play, and occasionally going for a play that may surprise someone and you get a pick. Now, those are rare opportunities, but generally you want to be pushing with your team. But notice how this entire time, I know my team is right behind me, because if they see a support pushing up like that, you know the team is going to follow a play like that. So we go back to our neutral positions here. Our team's honestly taking a lot of damage in the neutral here, so I take a more aggressive position. Even something as subtle as that, I think a lot of people don't realize, and this is going to be a long review, by the way, because I'm going to go into like the depths of like how to really play support. I don't think people realize how just me walking up there is something that is a play that helps teammates and enables them. Just something as subtle as this. My teammates were both low. They were backing up. They were getting pushed back. And look what I do here. I bait them to hit me. Look, Dr. Strange already looking at me. Well, I guess the mag got healed for the most part, so that's probably why. But you get what I'm saying. I know I'm not going to die here. Dr. Strange isn't going to kill me from here. I get easy damage right in his face. I draw pressure from him. He's looking right at me. You know, this is so easy for our team. We have a free like direct hits on their backline. Like this is called pressure right here, and you want to find little pockets of it to do this, because the times where it works, you're going to get kills for it. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm trying to get into real nitty gritty breakdown of how this works. Okay, there's a lot of subtle things that I think maybe some support players may not realize. Okay, so I get some shield off of Strange. He focuses his sights on me to get our team to regroup, and we reset the line of scrimmage. Okay, so I force him off. I protect my team. Look, my team's doing nothing right now, right? We're getting pushed, but at least I stymie it and slow it down. So we're in recovery mode right now, and boom, there it is. Our Magneto pops and all. We're getting dove in the back. So I pop my Mantis ult to counter, make sure everybody has confidence staying alive in this fight, and I know it will outlast the Invisible Woman. Now I'm getting dove by Psylocke. I land a nice sleep on her, but no one on my team sees her except my cloak, and I get blocked off here, so I have to go back in. But I almost land the 1v1. Notice how, in this particular instance, guys, I'm not running into their team, but I'm staying close enough to my team where I can help them. I knew the cloak ult was coming down there, and they had the shield from the Mantis ult still, so I knew my teammates were fine for the most part, right? And I was getting dove. I land the play on it, but I went for the 1v1 on Psylocke. I couldn't get her, but I pushed her off, right? I pushed her off. I tried to make a play and not just immediately fold. I set my attention on her, right? I cared about my own life. I prioritized my own life and not my teammates, and said, I'm the carry. I know if I'm alive, we're going to win this fight. So I go for the 1v1. If it doesn't work, I make sure I don't lose it. So now our team's still struggling here, getting pushed, but we maintain the status quo again. There she is again, and I land asleep, go for the 1v1, and this time my team follows up on it, right? So notice this positioning here, guys. Again, this is a side flank angle. I'm cutting off a side flank. I know that me holding this aggressive position here means that I am susceptible to flankers coming here, but I know by this point, the only flanker they have is Psylocke, because they're running triple heals, and Hela, who I just need a line of sight, so I hold this flank. I am serving as a pseudo tank here. You know, we got Bucky back here, we got our healer, you know, kind of in a decent spot, but this is something that I don't think healers do enough, is position aggressively in a place that puts them at risk, because they know they can get more out of a fight here and win the 1v1 here. This is small stuff, and a lot of you may know this, but I'm just trying to highlight just how far this goes. But we're going to get into the aggressive plays here in a sec. Okay? But like this is like very like small level stuff. A lot of you probably already do this, and some of you may do it and not even realize it. But we want, Mantis is very self-sufficient, so we want to be taking a positioning kind of closer to the enemy team. Okay, so the helipops are all, my team's getting dove. We're just struggling so much. But notice how I am the last to die. Again, the healer's always the last to die, playing a position that's farther up, right? It kind of doesn't make sense when you think about it, but it works because you basically, I own this space. I am the commander. Like, I'm making this space impenetrable. Now, if we can do that here and here, then we'll never lose a cap, right? But our team folds, obviously, and now I'm left with my space. So what do? I make a play. Boom, 1 dead. Sleep their healer. Boom, 2 dead. I solo 1v4, and I kill 2. Unfortunately, our team got completely wiped here, so a play that big isn't enough to actually save us the point. But if that fight was much closer, we probably win the game off of just a play like this. But unfortunately, it didn't work out our way, so we go on to defense here. Now, this is when it really picks up. Because that first choke point, you're kind of really required to stay back in the point area because of how narrow and hard that map is to attack. But it spreads out a little bit here, and you're going to see really just the extent at which you can play aggressive on support and completely carry a game. I'm already pushing Strange off. I'm playing right up with my tanks here because I know I'm skinnier than them. I can use them as body block. Now, I think Strange is going for an ult here, but I back up. I respect it. I respect the play, and I go right back up to this mid, like, up position, giving damage buff to everybody and really baiting them to hit me. Look at this. I am in front of my tanks, inviting the opponents to hit me. I'm saying, you have to hit me. I'm basically playing Mantis like a frontline tank because she has 275 health. She has incredible self-sustain. I know right behind me is my tank who is being forced to play aggressively because I'm doing this. And I know he'll give me a shield, which eventually the Magneto just starts shielding me because I'm just dominating the front line so much. He pushes up in front of me to save me and gets value out of his defensive utility, which a lot of the time as Magneto, you don't even need it. So we're getting value, and we're actually really forcing the opponent's cooldowns by playing this aggressively. Right. So I'm still past the point, pushing up. Look, I dive their healer, kill. Now I dive their Hela, dead. I'm in front of my tanks, in front of their healer, just wiping their backline. Just through the snowball of pressure I had mounting that fight. I single-handedly, I mean, you could say team diff, but the results are undeniable. I mean, I'm playing frontline. I am just pumping them with shots, pumping them with damage, just overwhelming the enemy team with damage, but with all my damage buffs. Playing so aggressively. My supports are looking at me like I'm a tank, and I still manage to save the supports. Use my ult defensively, totally shut down any carry potential. Support is OP, guys. This role is broken, okay? I shut down the carry potential. I sleep the Strange there trying to chase us through the blind. I shut down the carry potential. People like Mantis sidestep her attack there. She dies because I'm just playing better than her. So they don't have a window to win this game. I'm not asking for peels, playing aggressively, sleeping that Strange out there. Not the actual cast of it, but the aftermath of him doing damage. Saved my teammates yet again. This role is broken. You are not playing it correctly. You are not getting the max use of your abilities. Look at me diving their team. I'm in front of my other tank, telling my Strange, dive, dive, dive. And look at this. Get the outplay on the Hela. She's dead. No, wait. Oh, the map changes. I don't get the headshot. It breaks, and she gets me. That's what it takes to kill the coach. Right there. That's what it takes to kill me. That level of fuckery. Okay? If you are good at support, you will carry your games harder than any other role. It is not... There's no question. Maybe DPS will give you a run for money, but support definitely carries harder than tank. You can shut down play after play. You can enable plays. You can do it all. So look at here. I take another aggressive positioning, trying to mix it up. I think it's good to give the team different looks. Damage buffing Magneto right on his ult. We force an ult. Bucky's going in. Now, I'm playing a more defensive positioning here. You notice this is a stark contrast from the last fight. Is it not, right? Because I realize at this point in the game, we only have one more fight, so I need to be using my ult intelligently here. I don't want to use it for tempo plays anymore. Unless I know we can get a full wipe. So I am scanning the battlefield because I have my ult. Now, there's two ways to do it. You can also play aggressively with your ult and use it as a save to get kills. But I think making sure we don't team wipe and saving my teammates is more important here. I'm not just spamming the same aggressive playstyle. I have awareness of everything that's going on in the game at all times, and I shut down any opportunity they have because I am situationally aware. I think a lot of supports may say they play aggressively, but then don't do this. Knowing when to reel it back because the game status has changed and they have cooldowns and here we go. Like, let's watch, right? Okay, so take a more defensive positioning. I finally push up once their cooldowns are down and I realize what I needed to do there, I don't need to do anymore. So I shift the pace here and I dive their team. Everybody lived. We did all right. Everyone got back all right. I didn't think counter-ulting was wise there. I wanted to feel out the fight. I was patient, so now we use it to win the fight. Storm dead. I'm in front of their whole team here. We are wiping them, and now because of this, they only have one more fight. They only have one more fight. So you could argue that was a bad ult there. You could say it was a waste. You could say maybe you don't wipe their whole team, but at least you still have your ultimate. And I would say that's probably a valid criticism. But it does secure every kill and does make sure we only have one more fight. You could argue that ult was a little too aggressive. I'm not going to challenge that. That was a misclick right there. But we know now that they have one more fight and the onus is on them. And they're already... I remember why I did it, actually. Because they had just used their invis ult was actually why I did it. That was why I did it there, because they had Adam, so I knew they didn't have any other support. I'll actually remember now. And I knew we still had our cloak. So me Mantis ulting there basically guarantees that we don't like overlap ults or something stupid like that. So actually I take back what I said. Coach is always right. So here we go. Because I actually misclicked my stun there, I didn't have my interrupt for Wandal, which was what I was trying to do, but Bucky bails me out there. So I actually probably would have died there. But here we go. Save my teammate again, being aware, and she gets her cloak ult. Strange makes a nice play, and again, I completely shut it down. So now I do what Mantis does best, running into their team and just wiping all of them. That's the round. We hold them. Easy. Shutting down Psylocke. Shutting down Strange. Shutting down all the big plays that would get their cart to move. Single-handedly, I might add. It was just me. It's not like the Thing was jumping back to save the supports, which tanks are so often blamed for. No, it was me every time saving everyone when they needed it, knowing when I needed to go up and push the fights and help my tanks make plays. Okay, so there's Mantis on defense. Now, offense, it gets a lot more fun. Okay, so one thing for Mantis in particular that I see a lot of supports get wrong is it's a Mantis-specific thing, is that Mantis, you actually want to be on side flanks a lot of the time, because it gives you more selection with who you are able to buff and heal. When people are standing in a straight line, as Rocket, that's what you want, because you get the most potential healing, but as Mantis, it's the opposite. You can only heal the closest person to you, because she has to target individual characters. So I'm always kind of maneuvering to like a side angle you see all the time, so I can properly hit every single member of my team with my buffs, with my heals. And always just when I'm not, as we get a kill there, when I'm not doing that, I'm just throwing shots at their team. Look how far up again I am on offense. Landing another kill, playing well, just barely miss my sleep, but we just overwhelm them with pressure. And it's not like our team was just winning the fight. Our Star-Lord got pushed back. I had to heal him to full, and we all had to heal him. Like, we were taking a lot of damage. And you could say, like, oh man, you should have been healing more. You should have been healing more. But I didn't need to, right? That's the distinction here that people need to learn. I didn't need to heal because we won the fight. Okay? So I could just sit back and, oh, this person's taking damage. I need to heal them. Okay, keep healing to make sure everybody's health bar is topped. I said, no. I don't need to make sure everybody's health bar is topped. I just need to make sure we win the fight. So I get the kill. I start shooting at them. I don't just constantly heal my teammates. That's called heal botting. I look for plays. I get kills, and I land 2 killing blows and zone Luna off the fight. And almost get the third. I almost get a triple kill there. And I'm not healing that much because I'm being aggressive, right? I think a lot of supports don't do this. And it really bothers me because a lot of times when a fight should be won, it's lost because supports don't play far up enough and enable people like the Magneto there, who was pushing in trying to finish people off. I helped him do that. I facilitated all that while healing less, really. So it just goes to show you how impactful this can be. Okay, so let's keep going here. So we chase down their healer. We won the fight. This is the last remaining survivor, and she gets away, and lo and behold, the respawns are coming, so I buff my Star-Lord with damage. And look at this. I'm just brawling. I'm just fighting right now. I go for a cheeky sleep here. A lot of strangers will hold the shield and try to break the shield, get some quick hits in. I throw a cheeky sleep because if I land it, I know he's low enough to where I'd finish him off. Because if I land a sleep when he's at low health, headshot, well, she does a karate chop, dead. Right? That's why we hold on to sleep that long. And all the while, the point is capping, by the way. And me and Star-Lord are here just brawling, just making sure they don't get back, and watch what happens. Because I went for that sleep, Iron Fist kills me. Those are the kind of deaths I have on Mantis, guys. Those are the kind of deaths. It didn't matter at all that I died. Right? Because we have the checkpoint. It's moving. Right now, as we speak, we lost literally 0 for that. But the potential gain for winning that fight is us getting halfway to point for free because we staggered them, right? So this is another thing I don't see support players ever doing, is having that level of aggression. People just love to sit and say that aggressive playstyles don't work, but you guys just don't understand it. And that's why I'm making this video. Is I think a lot of people, hopefully I'll convince at least a few of the haters who just don't understand that a playstyle like this can work and exists, because I really think a lot of people don't know that support can be played like this, and I disagree with the fact that it's just Mantis. I know a lot of people are going to say, it's just Mantis. It's not just Mantis. It's not. So, they pop Mantis Salt. I'm going to show you something that Well, okay, no, actually, I do end up popping ult there to count Moon Knight. You always want to ult second as a support. And look at this. In with my Star-Lord, diving with him. But you want to... I told my team to back up there because you want to wait as long as you can. When they use ults like that just to kind of engage on you, they're kind of desperate, right? So I see that. And again, just going back to how much impact support has to be able to make these choices that just completely dictate how an entire fight goes, right? Like, I don't get to make this choice that basically wins or loses us the fight as Hulk. I just have to wait for all the support ults to be used and then try to kill everybody. Like, I am literally dictating when our entire team fights, and I have the power single-handedly to do that. Support role is broken beyond all belief. So I tell my team, this is when we're fighting, because I know for a fact we can win. I don't just back up and like, oh, somebody gets picked, then we reset. No, I save us all that hassle, and I say, we go now. Okay, so... That's what happened. What I wanted to do was wait for an ultimate, and I did. I almost died to the Moon Knight ult, which was what I was going to say. It's like, don't ever waste your ult like that. Like, it's okay to die with your ult as support. Like, don't use your ult and then die. It's really bad. But so we counter engage basically is the play we're making here, and I'm enabling my Star-Lord's dive to just totally wipe them because I know we have 3 seconds of ult over them because their Mantis used theirs first. So let's watch this fight again. There it is. So I know their Mantis ult's just about over, and I'm immune to death. So what do? I run up, and we just wipe their team. Support is OP. The role is broken. You control games by yourself. You have so much agency. Every support, as I land another pick there, just while being on checkpoint, every support has the potential to make plays like these. And they don't. They don't reach their potential. They don't let the team know. They're unaware of the amount of aggression you can be having here to just totally snowball points. A lot of my games had this exact same script, by the way. I'm not saying it all went swimmingly during my ranked climb. I did have some growing pains, learning what I can and can't do, but once I limit tested properly, a lot of my games were looking like this. Now, it got harder as higher rank we got because people just took more damage. And it was basically getting to the point where this playstyle really only worked with triple healer consistently. With triple healer, this is how you play Mantis. But without it, you had to take a more passive healing role, which I would do sometimes. But the key is that I have the choice to do that, right? The key is that at any given point, I can turn into this DPS carry or be the person that saves my team. And I think that's what a lot of people underestimate about healer is you don't judge them by their defensive impact or offensive impact. You got to judge them by their overall flexibility to do whatever they want, whenever they want. Like, yeah, they're worse DPS than a DPS, and Mantis is a worse DPS than, like, a healer, but the fact that I know I can switch in between those at any given point, it's just too much power for one character to have, in my opinion. It makes the support role the clear, like, best role if you were good, right? So, I mean, just giving damage buffs to my team, ulting the Thor, damage buffing the Thor when he's going in for ults, right? Damage buffing the Moon Knight when he's going in for ults like that right there. Just enabling everybody, increasing everybody's power levels, and still just having a major impact on fights without really needing to heal much, right? Because I'm just playing so aggressively and damage buffing people on their big plays. I land another sleep and just kill the Strange during his ult. I just can't stress enough how broken support is. So, hopefully, to everybody watching, you gave this video a chance. You even though I was being a cocky asshole, you gave this video a chance and watched it to the end. Hopefully this showed you a playstyle that maybe you didn't know existed. So let me know what you think. Has your opinion on support changed at all, or did you already know that supports were capable of being like a real aggressive carry? I think support is probably the best role in Marvel Rivals. I think the support characters are all really strong, but I appreciate you all for sticking to the end. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.